Hello, welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I am Rand, and today I will be giving you the picks for UFC Vegas 22, the main card picks, with the exception for the main card pick I did last night in the video. Hi, Nora.
Hi.
Hi, your hair's still wet. Go.
Hi, Kitty.
You have to go brush your hair before bed. Tie it up, something. Do something. Otherwise, it's going to be hard in the morning.
You want to get a kitty place?
Nora, go. I apologize. Tacoma, beat it. Go. Get. Okay. Let's get right into this. Man, what a night out. I really was going to do this live, but there's just too much background noise. I couldn't do it. So, and now it's just too late. I don't want to be up forever. And my wife was making pie. She had to whip them.
Dada.
I know, and that's why she was running the KitchenAid mixer, and I couldn't hear. I couldn't do it live.
Look at my logo.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, we're gonna start off with the welterweight fight.
It's that good.
170 pounds. Isn't it time for you to go to bed?
Yeah, but Mommy told me to pick up my ice cream dish.
All right. Well, good night. I'll see you later.
Bye-bye, Daddy. Can I start you?
Okay. Sorry about that. We've got Max Payne Griffin taking on Kenan, the assassin. Now, a couple people, E-Money Picks specifically, I'm going to drop your name, bud. They don't get why, there's a couple other cappers too, he's not the only one. They don't get why, if it's Kenan Song or Song Kenan. Same with, what was the other song? Yadong, Song Yadong, Yadong Song. Okay, in Asia, and specifically, I don't know about Japan, but definitely Korea and China, they put the surname, the family name first. But then you come here and the surname, the family name is the last name. So that's why with Kenan Song, that would be Americanized because his family name is Song, his first name is Kenan. But in China, they say the surname first, so it would be Song Kenan. You get it? That's for you, E-Money Picks, because you were questioning how that works. Anyway, back to this. We got Max Griffin. He's coming in as the 2-1 favorite, minus 200, with a record of 16-8. He is taking on the assassin Kenan Song, the underdog at plus 170. He's got a professional record of 16-5. It's a 3-round fight. If you think it's going to go over 2.5 rounds, the bookies agree with you, and that's why you got to pay a negative 210. But if you think it's going to stop short of that, you get a nice payout of plus 170 on the under 2.5. Okay. Let's start with the favorite like we always do. Max Griffin is coming off a win against Ramiz Brahimaj by KO TKO elbow, where he only took his ear off, I think, pretty much. I know it was like an injury, his ear. I think he's even, I don't know, I heard in a chat that he's been joking, calling himself the ear collector or something. Anyway, yeah, that's how Max Griffin won his last fight. Pain, yeah, well, Ramiz Brahimaj knew all about pain when his ear fell off, was getting ripped off by Max Griffin. That dude, he didn't feel it though. I guess it only takes a small amount of force to actually rip the ear. I've heard even like children accidentally like tugging on the ear have been known to. Some ridiculous small amount of force if in the right angle can rip an ear off. That's what I've heard. Okay, let's see. Max Griffin, he's fighting out of MMA Gold Fight Team. I looked through that on Tapology. The only fighter I recognized was Aaron Fluffy Hernandez, who you all know was the one that big upset all over Rodolfo Vieira. You know, people still talking about that fight. I submitted the black belt hunter. Anyway, Yadong Song, now he fights out of Tiger Muay Thai. Keep that in mind. He fights with the likes of, the coach is Rafael Fiziev. That's one of those. That's a striking coach, I think, boxing coach. Arman Sarukian, Petroyan, Brad Rydell, who is also on this card. Brad Rydell's a two school fighter. Like he represents Tiger Muay Thai and Welcome to City Kickboxing. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Anyway, I was looking through that fight list. There's this dude that fights over in I'm gonna have to ask Mr. MMA Wikipedia, Vlad the Bulgarian Cowboy. I'm gonna have to ask him if he knows about this dude. His name is, I wrote his name down, Kusan Askabov. He fights in the WWFC. That's a Ukrainian regional fight circuit, but this dude's 23-0 or something, never been defeated. And I want to say he's like maybe a flyweight or something down the lower weights. But I was just wondering, he's an undefeated guy fighting out of Tiger Muay Thai. I'm going to ask Vlad about if he knows anything about this guy. Hussein Askhabov. If you guys know anything about him, how come he's not in the UFC? Is he just regional fighter? I don't know. It's just, see, he got the 2 belts in this picture. Anyway, feel free to comment if you sharp guys know, you researchers and UFC nerds, whoever. Hussein Askhabov. I think his nickname is something like Lion or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, back to Kenan Song. He's coming off a win against Kalen Potter, TKO punches. Now, this is a unique thing. Both these guys, Kenan Song's last loss and Max Griffin's second to last loss, was against Alex Morono, Great White, I think he fights out of Fortis MMA. But that's he's kind of like a some people are liking Alex Morono as a gatekeeper. And both these guys couldn't get past that gate, could they? But anyway, let's go. Let's dirty this board up with some predictor names. Okay, taking Max Payne Griffin, we've got MMA prediction guru. He had he does his thing so there's a live chat, but it's pre-recorded, so he doesn't respond. He records it, then he plays it as live, but he's not he doesn't, it's not really live. It's pre-recorded. Anyway, I still think that his picks his breakdowns are on point. I just joined his Patreon today. Yep, top tier member for Prediction Guru. Anyway, King of Crackdowns is also taking Max Griffin by decision. I'm going to tell you, a lot of these guys were just fading Song. Kenan Song. They said his gas tank fades after a round and a half. You can noticeably see gas tank problems, like cardio problems. Lock of the night. He's saying Max Griffin by decision. Then we've got my man Will Martin. Will Martin, I hope the best for your daughters. Both his daughters are pretty physically sick, I guess. They had caught a virus. He didn't specify that it was COVID or anything, but they had caught a virus. They had to get replenished with fluids, and prayers out to Will Martin's daughters. I do believe they're faring better because he did make a video. And then we've got Bleed, who used to be Just Bleed, but now it went from Just Bleed MMA to now Bleed. He shortened it in his comments. He said, or maybe it was live. He said he shortened it because it's easier, it's branding. And Just Bleed, if you type Just Bleed MMA guy, that is not him, and it shows the guy with the shirt off and all that. But anyway, bleed, he's taking Max Griffin too. So this is a full capper consensus. My daughter just got sent to bed. I don't really feel like doing the dance for you, so I'm not gonna. Well, yeah, I will. Whatever. A full capper consensus is when all the handicappers that are on the show are in agreement with the same side, but this, minus 200 favorite. Everyone's taken Max paying Griffin to get the victory here. But I am playing contrarian. Song might have, the gas tank thing. Those Chinese fighters, they realize their weaknesses and they train them. I'm sure he's been working on his cardio if that was a clear weakness of his. Yeah, I'm taking a strict, one of the big factors is he's coming from a way better school. Tiger Muay Thai, those guys have been kicking butt too. Am I right? I know the Piotr Jan, that illegal knee, but whatever. He was still handling that fight. Yeah, I like, but man, Max Griffin, this is gonna be a good fight, but I don't see everybody. Plus at a minus 200, there's no value there. I like this, the plus 170 for Kenan Song. I'm taking him to get this done. It's either going to be, I'm hoping a knockout. I'm hoping, and he can do it. And the Griffin has been knocked out before. If it goes to decision, I would also give this song because judges like the Chinese. They do. But I'm going to say within distance. How's that? Or, TKO. We'll just TKO. There we go. Kenan Song. The Assassin by TKO. Second round. Boom! Booyah! That's my pick for Tapology. On here, I'm just going to parlay him. But yeah, I got a feeling he's going to win, guys. Fade me if you want. Doesn't matter. These picks are for free. This is my hobby. This is not how I pay my bills. That's for sure. Okay, moving on. Next, we've got Adrian Yanez taking on Gustavo Lopez. Yanez versus Lopez. Okay. Yeah, Adrian Yanez comes in with a record of 12-3. Once again, heavy 2-1 favorite, minus 210 American odds there. He's taking on Gustavo Lopez plus 180. Over/under set at 2.5. Over that is a payout. Now the bookies think this is not going to go the distance. So they're putting the under at minus 165. The over 2.5 rounds, meaning if it goes the distance, you'll get paid out a little bit more at plus 135. Let's see what these cappers have to say. We're going to start with the favorite here in Adrian Yanez. Adrian Yanez is on a 5-fight win streak. Last fight was his UFC debut. It was against Victor Rodriguez. He got a head kick knockout in round 1. He has a 2-inch height and a 3.5-inch reach advantage over Gustavo Lopez. He fights out of Houston, Texas, out of the Metro Fight Club. Did not see any. I don't even think on Tapology you could bring that school up. I think it was grayed out. If it's red, you can click it and it brings up everybody, like the fighters that are registered, I guess, or whatever. The fighters that represent that school. But Metro Fight Club, I don't think you could bring that up. If you could, it must have been a full of Chuck Norris's. I didn't write down any names. Gustavo Lopez, on the other hand, he does come from Extreme Couture, the one in Vegas, not the one in Toronto. People out of that one, there's a ton of older fighters that aren't active anymore. But the active fighters, some of them, we've got Punahele Soriano, Dan Ige, Justin James, Brad Tavares, all fighting out of Extreme Couture. So he's got plenty of training partners. Whereas in Adrian Yanez, I don't know. Maybe so. I don't know. Maybe a bunch of Chuck Norrises. Anyway, his last loss before his last fight was a win against Anthony Burchak. He was supposed to open up the card, but he beat him by a rear naked choke submission. But before that, he had a loss to Merab Davishvili, unanimous decision loss. So now let's get this dirty with some cappers. We've got taking the favorite, Adrian Yanez. We've got DFS Brady. DFS by the numbers. He's saying by knockout. Didn't specify the round, but he did say by KO. Then we've got what's going on. Bleed. I want to say just bleed. I can because it is just bleed. But anyway, bleed is also taking Yanez. Will Martin. He's siding with Yanez here. Man, 2-1 favorite. Ugh. Lock of the night. He's saying Yanez by KO. These guys think Yanez is a beast. I guess his takedown defense is pretty good. I don't know. He's all around. From what I heard from the cappers, like I said, I don't have time to watch tape. I only have time to watch cappers. But a lot of these guys, look at KO for lock of the night. King of Crackdowns. KOC, second round KO. TKO, second round. TKO 2. And we've got, did I forget somebody over here? Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. DFS Brady. I'm sorry, Brady. I didn't mean to forget you this last fight. DFS also was in the last fight taking Griffin by decision. Still, whatever. Still capper consensus. Boo, boo, boo. Anyway. Finally, Prediction Guru also in line with the favorite. I noticed a lot of cappers didn't take underdogs this week. I don't know. Well, no obligation to the fan base they created. I don't know how. I think lock of the night. I think he took 1 on the entire card. And the Fight Night Pick Boys. I think they went heavy on favorites. This one, this cold card. It's everybody's taking favorites. Of course, is how it's looking. Boom. Boom! Full capper consensus again. Everybody's taking Adrian Yanez to beat Gustavo Lopez. Man. Gustavo Lopez, 31. Adrian Yanez, 27. Man. Adrian Yanez, 5-fight win streak. He's got the height and the reach advantage. The only thing... The Gustavo, I think, has an advantage in camps, though. I think he's a better training camp than Metro Fight Club out of Houston, Texas. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know anything about Metro Fight Club. But, Should I go for the dog? Should I go for the dog? Because this parlay, I put it in. I don't put a lot in it, but I do degenerate standards. I have to. That's why not. Gustavo Lopez. Matt from Parlay Punch. Never mind. Anyway, I don't want to ramble onto a big tangent, but I'm taking Lopez just because I'm a plus money junkie, and I don't. Whatever. Everybody's on a hype train there. 2-1 favorites, but you watch. This is going to be a big upset against the fighter out of Vegas, out of Extreme Couture. And I think he's going to get it done via decision. No, this one they think it's going to stop short. So let's go Lopez within distance. Why not? This is a crazy year of upsets, right? Year of the dogs. Is it the year of the dog? No, I don't think so. I think it's the year of the horse or something. I don't. It might be. Anyway, finally moving on. We've got heavyweight bout against Tuivasa, taking on the last minute what's the word I'm looking for? Last minute replacement, Harry Hunsucker, coming in for Don'Tale Mayes. Short distance, short time, whatever. He came in on short notice replacement on Harry Hunsucker. Tuivasa, Bam Bam. Who was it? Was it one of the? I think it was Bleed or somebody called him. Well, at first I thought it said Bum Bum because that's how he's been fighting. Bum Bum Tuivasa. No, I'm just playing. But he did say something like that. Tuivasa comes in huge favorite, -600. I think second biggest favorite on the card. The biggest favorite I do believe is Montel Jackson fighting what's his name? Jesse Strader. But here we go, the second biggest favorite on the card for kind of sloppy middling heavyweights. Well, Tuivasa is 11-3, so that's not. I mean, he's got to be on the top. I got the list, but he's got to be on the top 15. Let me just pull it real quick. Beat it, nip it. Tuivasa is Bam Bam. He's coming off a win against Stefan Struve, TKO via punches. But before that win against Stefan Struve, he had 3 back-to-back losses. Let me pull out these heavyweights. Tuivasa, is he on this list of top 15? Tybura, Ivanov, Pavlovich, Dos Santos, Harris, Dawkins, Sakai, Primavov, Cyril Gang, Overeem, Volkov, Rosenstruck. No, he is not on that list, but he's definitely closer to that list than Harry Hunsucker. Harry Hunsucker is coming off a win against Corey Moon. He was from Hard Rock MMA, that promotion, which is out of Kentucky. That's definitely regional promotion. All their fights are in Kentucky. But he also, you know who else is out of there? Don'Tale Mayes. Harry Hunsucker lost to Don'Tale Mayes in HR MMA, the Hard Rock MMA, the promotion. Harry Hunsucker also lost to Jared Vandera by grounded pound in the Contender Series fight. But on short notice, opportunity's knocking, and this boy is quick to answer that door. I did see an interview with him on, the interview was by James Lynch, of course, but it was on his other show. Not James Lynch, it's like, he's got another one where he just does interviews. But anyway, I saw him, and of course he's pretty confident. He's got this Southern Kentucky draw, and he's hype. He's like, and he's real about it. Because he's like, yeah, I'm gonna knock him out the first round. Okay, I like the confidence. But he was like, it was funny. James Lynch was, skirting around. He didn't want to say how he got knocked out by Don'Tale Mayes in the first round. But Harry Hunsucker, he's the one that brought it up. He goes, oh, you remember I fought Don'Tale Mayes? Remember that? He beat me. He seems pretty confident. He can come in here and because his confidence is high because the last can he fought, the guy was a can too. I think he even had a less than 500 record, like a 4-5 or something. I can't really recall Corey Moon's record, but I know this guy Harry Hunsucker knocked him out in 45 seconds of the first round. So he's high. His confidence is high, and who knows? This is a heavyweight fight. Tai Tuivasa, if you can, I mean, Tai Tuivasa, before his win over Stefan Struve, 3 straight losses, but they were against Sergey Spivak by arm triangle submission, Blagoy Ivanov by unanimous decision, and JDS Junior Dos Santos by TKO punches. And those 3 guys I just read off, they are on this list of heavyweight top 15. JDS is number 12. Stefan Struve is, or not Stefan Struve, who was it? Sergey Spivak. Okay, Sergey Spivak, he's not on this list, but Blagoy Ivanov is. He's number 14. Anyway, Tai Tuivasa's a UFC professional. Harry Hunsucker is a hard rock MMA professional. There's different levels to this stuff, and I mean, Harry Hunsucker is just not on the same level. But nonetheless, this is a heavyweight fight, and look at those odds. Hunsucker plus 425. Tai Tuivasa minus 600. That's not even worth the parlay, putting it as a parlay piece, because it's not that, you can't be that confident in big boys. When it comes to heavyweight, all it takes is a big haymaker landed in the right spot to put a man down. That, 265-pound man. Harry Hunsucker did come in a little lighter though. It's like, according to Tapology, he's at 245, 250. So Tai Tuivasa does have 15 pounds on him if they're still at that. That was like last weight recorded. Okay, let's go. Let's just throw this stuff up there. You know who everybody's taking. Come on. Harry Hunsucker fights out of Four Seasons Martial Arts in Lexington, Kentucky. I opened that Tapology thing up, and everybody is in the HRMMA. I told you that's the big local scene in Kentucky, but there's, a lot of fighters in that scene, and a lot of those guys are from that. Tai Tuivasa fights out of Lions High Performance in Sydney, New Wales, Sydney, Australia. I think that one might have been blacked out. That might have been the blacked out one, or a bunch of Chuck Norris's. Nobody I knew, if there is anybody on that list. Okay, so taking the huge favorite is pretty much everybody. I'm just going to start throwing names down. Will Martin. Who we got? King of Crackdowns. He's saying by first round TKO. No respect for Harry Hunsucker. You know what? Watching that, he's got a slugger's chance. He knocked the last opponent out in 45 seconds. And it was a man. It's not like he wasn't a fighter. He was a person that fights, regional scene or not. He's a fighter. He does some sort of training. He's a physical opponent. People gotta realize that stuff. There's more than, never mind. I don't want to get into a big, my insight, knowledge. I'm not gonna mask and throw wool over your eyes and say that I'm a, mystic, or I have a crystal ball to tell outcomes of fights. But I'm just saying, a fight is a fight against two able-bodied, grown men or women. Anything could happen on any, but yeah, there's pretty very heavy leans and favorites, but I'm just saying, don't count this Harry Hunsucker out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put some a little sprinkle something on it just cause. I'm not gonna pick them in Tapology or anything. I mean, these guys are safer bets than this guy. But anyway, lock of the night, he's taking Tuivasa, but he's also, his big play is the under. Okay. Then we've got Brady, DFS by the numbers. He's saying knockout first round. Now, MMA prediction guru, he made his video right before this fight was, he came, like Hunsucker just filled that slot, that void left by Dontel Mays like yesterday. And MMA prediction guru, like I said, even though it was live chat, the actual program was pre-recorded, so he didn't have this fight in there. So I don't know what, I'm assuming he's going, it's like everybody else, Tuivasa, as well as Bleed. He did not have this Harry Hunsucker, but he had Tai Tuivasa knocking out Dontel Mays on his program. So, and Dontel Mays knocked out Harry Hunsucker. So if you want to do some quick MMA math, I think it's safe to say Bleed is taking Tai Tuivasa in this. Bleed, if I'm wrong, just correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you saw something in Harry Hunsucker that made change your mind, but I think you're taking Tai Tuivasa, you know. So that's a full capper consensus. Obviously, I'm not even gonna do a dance for it. It's not worth it. So, yeah, of course, for Tapology, I will be picking Tuivasa to win by a sloppy decision. But in the betting world, I am gonna sprinkle a little bit on Hunsucker by KO. So I'm gonna bet or within distance. Hunsucker, it's gonna be a knockout. KO. Bet KO. But my pick for contest reasons, Tuivasa by decision. Even though a lot of these guys are saying KO, TKO, under. Yeah, and that Hunsucker's gas tank, these are big guys too. I think somebody will get knocked out. But not necessarily Harry Hunsucker though. It might be Tuivasa. It might be sloppy too. Maybe they'll just take it to the ground and hug each other. So I'm going to go with that decision. Whatever. It is what it is. So to recap, time check. I've got Kenan Song beating Max Payne Griffin against the full capper consensus. I got him winning by TKO in the second round. Of course, all these bets are subject to change. I'm going to put this parlay in as soon as I'm done with the show. That's how I do every single time, no matter what. So I am going to put that in. But my big wager bets are subject to change after the weigh-ins. Tonight I'll throw this will be a $10 parlay. But anyway, then I have Gustavo Lopez beating Adrian Yanez. Again, I'm going against the full capper consensus. Call me crazy, I don't really care. Say what you want, you know. I don't care. And finally, I'm taking Tai Tuivasa to beat Harry Hunsucker by decision. But I'm going to put a small sprinkle bet on Harry Hunsucker to knock Tai Tuivasa out. He said he's going to do it first round. Those interviews, man, I'm very persuaded by fighter interviews. That's why I'm also taking the biggest underdog on the card, Jesse Strader, against the whole world. Everybody except for somebody in the chat when I did that show gave a shout out to SoCal. That's where he trains out of SoCal. And but anyway, Jesse Strader, I saw that interview with John Hyun Ko, and he said he's going to do the same thing. He's gonna knock out Montel Jackson. So we'll see. It's fun. One of the, as Vlad would say, the greatest sport in the world, MMA. Anyway, gather the info. Place those bets and cash those tickets. I appreciate you watching. Give me that thumbs up. Feel free to leave the comments. Even about that one crazy dude from Ukraine. I want to be a fan of his. I don't know. I like undefeated fighters. And shit ought to get out of the WWFC. Hussein Askhabov. I gotta ask Vlad about that guy. Anyway, good luck on these picks, and I'll see you next episode. Good luck on these bets. That's right, bets. And I'll see you next episode.